So good morning, committee. Chair Holvey, Vice Chairs Barton and Kennemer. For the record, my name is Rob Nosse. I'm the state representative for House District 42, which is inner southeast and northeast Portland. And I'm here today because working Oregonians, many working full-time, are not making enough to provide for themselves and their families. Over 400,000 Oregonians are struggling to survive and support their families in low-wage jobs. Minimum wage workers, if they work full-time, only make $19,240 a year. More than half of all minimum wage workers are women. Now, according to the United States Department of Agriculture, Oregon, we have one of the highest rates of Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, commonly called food stamp, participation in the United States. In the year 2013, approximately 1 in 5 Oregonians received food stamp benefits monthly. At the beginning of 2014, approximately 197,000 SNAP enrollees had worked in the previous year. These working Oregonians urgently need a raise. Now, let me take a moment to dispel a few myths about minimum wage workers in our state. First, I've heard it said that people working in these jobs are teenagers or in their early 20s, just starting out in the workforce. National data shows that among those who would benefit the most from raising the minimum wage, well, their average age is 35. I've also heard people say that those working minimum wage jobs are just starting out their careers and don't have major responsibilities or dependents. This is also not the case. Again, the average age of a minimum wage worker is 35. Census data shows that in the years 2010 through 12, over half of all low-wage households were headed by women with children, and 1 in 3 of those households is below the actual federal poverty level. I've heard some opponents say that minimum wage jobs are simple, easy jobs, the kind that people have before taking on something more complex or more lucrative. Unfortunately, according to the Oregon Employment Department, over 80% of low-wage jobs are clustered in just 23 occupations. They include sales and retail, food preparation and food service, child care, janitorial and groundskeeping, home health aides, preschool teachers, and automotive attendants, among others. Honestly, I can't imagine anyone thinking that these jobs are simple or easy or unimportant. Interestingly, many of these industries are also extremely profitable. Accommodation and food service, retail trade, and healthcare and social assistance, the 3 industries employing the most food stamp recipients, each made over $1 billion in corporate profits in Oregon in the year 2012. I think raising this wage is vital. Nationally, from the year 2009 to 2012, the top 1% of income earners in our country captured 95% of the income gains over that time period. Meanwhile, personal income tax data from our own Department of Revenue shows that the bottom 75% of income earners saw a decrease in their real income between the years 2002 and 2012. And data from the Federal Bureau of Labor Statistics also backs that up and shows that real wages for most workers in Oregon have declined over the past decade. Now, I've signed on to several bills regarding the minimum wage, so I'm not going to pretend that I know the best way to raise it. I just know that it needs to be raised, and I look forward to having that conversation with all of you so that we can figure out which is the best bill and the best way forward. I'd also like to close with these 2 thoughts. I know that this issue is controversial, but I believe we all care about the working people in our districts, regardless of our party or our occupation or our background. I also believe that we all feel that all work and all workers should have dignity. By dignity, I mean that a person's work is worthwhile, no matter what their work or profession or occupation might be, and that it should pay enough to provide for that worker and his or her family. The need for the innate dignity of workers and their work, I believe, speaks to our collective sense of civic responsibility, our sense of fair play, and for many of us, our personal faith. Thank you.